Get our record on. All right. Thanks. Thank you guys. Thanks for jumping in on this week's Expert Mentors live training call. Appreciate you guys jumping on with myself and Mr. Kyle Whissel. We're super pumped. I'm super excited to also tune in and have my notepad handy, and definitely going to capture some notes. I've had a little sneak peek of the presentation, and so I'm super pumped to go through this live training with Kyle and the rest of you guys as well. For those of you new jumping on, my name's John Kitchens, been strategic business advisor and head of coaching and mastermind for NAEA. Been business partners with Jay and Michael for quite some time, and just have an opportunity to coach and lead our masterminds for the last actually going into our 7th year. It's pretty crazy. But before introduce Kyle and hand it over, want to give you guys kind of a quick update, introduction on what Expert Mentors Live is really all about. And Kyle is actually probably the one responsible for these live training calls even coming together. So they've been great. We've just tapped in. If you guys have this is your first one, there's 3 previous episodes that you want to make sure that you go back and watch. They are in the Facebook group, but if you want direct access, we're working on getting all of those in one location. So we'll have that for you guys here pretty quick. But really the goal of these Expert Mentors Live is just really an opportunity to tap into the power of our network. And, there are a ton of talented people in the community, and so many of these people really want to give back. And so Expert Mentors Live is really going to allow us to leverage the power of the community for all of our benefit with live weekly training that are provided by some of the best agents on the planet. And, keep your calendars dialed in. These calls are every week at noon Central. So get that added in and really take advantage of the training that this group is providing. So super excited to have Kyle on, like we mentioned. And, Kyle, before I hand it over to you, you've got, you've been brokered there in San Diego County, #1 rank for 3 years in a row, #5 in California. Tons of accolades. Also named #1 video influencer in North America by BombBomb.com, which is kind of leading to this training, which is super excited to have you guys share. Closed out about 374 transactions, 205+ million in volume in 2017. Husband, proud father, a beautiful baby girl, and a couple pet pigs, which really is an interesting story, and maybe you can share with us either today or at another time. So let's all welcome Kyle. Kyle, man, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you rock and roll with it. Appreciate you on.
All right, cool. Let me share this screen and make sure this all dials in right here. All right. So, all right, we good with screen?
We're good, man.
Perfect. All right, cool. So what I want to do today is just share with you guys everything we've done in our business, how we've really grown our business with the usage of video. A few years back, I took a look at our business, and we were listing 100, 200 homes a year, somewhere in that range. And we took a look at our expenses and realized, like, every time we shot a property, we were spending, an average of $300 between photo shoots and video shoots. Sometimes we just do photos, sometimes we do photo, video, drone, the whole 9. So it costs anywhere from like $100 to $1,000 for that. And I looked at the fact, like, I did that 150 times one year at an average of $300. That cost me $45,000 just for photo and video shoots on my listings, nothing else. And I was like, shit, like, I could probably pay somebody $45,000 and have them not only do that, but also have them do other things. And so I used to work with the crew at Viral Marketing, VYRAL. I'm a huge fan, Frank and all the guys at Viral Marketing. We were doing some video stuff with them. They do just like this webcam videos. They send them out to your clients, cool stuff. And that kind of got me started on video, but I was like, I want to do more with video. And so I saw the opportunity to hire somebody who could take care of all the photo shoots, but have them on staff 40 hours a week to not only do those photo shoots, but now I've got all this time with this person where we can really dive in hardcore on video. And so I've had a full-time videographer now. Please, it's videographer, not videographer. Just please don't screw that up. It's annoying as hell. Videographer. They're photographers, videographers. They're not photographers. Get that shit right, okay? So please just say videographer. So we've had a full-time guy for 3.5 years now. He even has his own assistant now, which is really, really cool. We're really growing this thing huge. And so today my goal is just to share kind of everything I've learned over the last 3 or 4 years of having a full-time media guy, and how you guys can take what I've learned and use it in your business to grow. So let's dive into this. First thing is, I went to an event recently and one of the gals from Google was there, and their studies show that 80% of the content that we consume on the internet is going to be video by 2019. I don't know the last time you looked at a calendar, but it's 2018. 2019 is a year away, less than a year away. And if you guys have been on your feed, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, any of that stuff, you're pretty close. If you look at it, it's about 60% of it right now. The content that you're consuming is video, and that's only going to grow more and more day after day, year after year. So if we know that's the content that people are consuming, shouldn't we be creating that content? Right? We need to be creating video. That's what people want. Let's give them what they want. They also, in the same talk, went over the fact that there's over 3 billion hours a month of video being watched just on YouTube, exclusive of Facebook, exclusive of everything else out there. That's insane, 3 billion hours. I mean, literally our kids may never, when they're our age, they're not gonna have cable or any of that stuff. Everything is gonna be streamed, right? I mean, half the people on this webinar probably don't even have cable anymore. Everybody's watching video online. That's just where we consume content right now. So if that's what we know people are doing, that's where we need to be. Video's gotten so crazy lately that, like, literally if the Titanic sank today, this is what it would look like. People would literally be shooting videos of the damn ship sinking to post it on social media. Like, this is the society that we're in today. And that's cool. It is what it is. Like, we know that's the society we're in, so let's take advantage of it. But this is literally sums up our society right now. You know, Gary Vaynerchuk is in my next slide. He talks about how people today are actually becoming more physically active because of social media. Like, they're actually going on hikes that they would never have gone on in a million years just so they could shoot a video or post a photo of them on their hike, you know, or they're going out and doing these different events just so that they could post a video about it on social media. It's crazy how this stuff has changed. But that's the society that we live in today. So that's the society we've got to play on. This video is a huge inspiration for me in everything that we do with video. So I'm going to play this one completely. I got a lot of videos that I'm going to show you guys today. And a lot of the talks I've heard about video, it's all theory, like, oh, do a video about this, do a video about that. But there's no examples like showing you what to do or showing you what a good video looks like or what a bad video looks like. So I'm going to play this one completely. The rest of them we'll just kind of touch on a little bit.
People continue to put out content that is in high percentage in their best interest and not in the value of the end user. I am still baffled by why the real estate industry on an individual broker level does not realize that they need to become the digital mayor of their town. And what I mean by that is the #1 blueprint that fundamentally, look, you're gonna be here the whole time, and you're gonna get a lot of good content from a lot of people. You're gonna hear a couple of nuggets from me. A lot of them move the needle a little bit. A lot of them move the needle a little bit. You might sell 2 more homes, 4 more homes. To fundamentally change your business where you go from where you are now to 5, 10, 20x the revenue and volume, you have to make dramatic changes. And that dramatic change sits in the form, and here it is. Here it is. And by the way, 99% of you are not going to do anything about what I'm about to say. I'm being very honest with you, because the punchline here is it's hard work. And the reality is that a lot of people are just not willing to put in the work. I mean, that's just the fundamental reality. As a matter of fact, I always think that digital excites people because they think it's scalable. They think like all of a sudden the computer's gonna do the fucking work for them, right? The #1 shift that everybody has to do in this room is understand the following statement and understand it cold, not just shake your head when you hear the words coming out of my mouth. The quicker you understand in this room that you are a media company, comma, real estate agent, real estate software provider, whatever you may be, I know that I'm a media company, comma, an agency CEO, a wine retailer. Once you make that shift, everything changes. For example, when you make that mental shift, the content that you put out on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and Instagram and Snapchat fundamentally changes. Right now, what many of you do for a living, you're forced to be in the right hook business. The hell are you gonna put out content-wise, right? When you decide to become the digital mayor of your town, everything fundamentally changes. If you decide that you, not the local newspaper, is going to be the provider of the content of the best restaurants, reviewing the school system, and every other nook and cranny in the 2, 4, 6, and 8 towns that you live in, you fundamentally start bringing value to end users that are intrigued or interested into moving into your town.
So that video was a huge inspiration for us. We took the concept of that video of doing the digital mayor thing and launched a series. Our first series was called Santee Saturdays. And we went out there and interviewed a different business in our community of Santee every single week for 2 years. We actually did 100 episodes of this show. We did anything from the bakery to the yoga studio to the coffee shop. We did all kinds of amazing videos, got tons of engagement on those videos. It was really fun. I got tons of relationships with the business owners, which was amazing. And we'll actually show you an example of some of these videos as we dive into this. But we took that digital mayor strategy. I literally know every business owner in my entire community, which has been so powerful because typically the business owners in your community, those are the people that tend to have the most money, and they often have the most connections to other people that have money, which are who we typically want to deal with. And you did them a solid by going out there and doing a video about their business. It's driving, consumers and clients to, make purchases through them. So now you went out there and you did them a solid. They now, in a sense, feel that they owe you one. So one of the best results I had from that initial series was we did a retirement community. Probably one of the most boring episodes of all the episodes we did, but that episode ended up being the most valuable episode we ever did because the owner of that senior community ultimately decided to list a $3+ million home with me, by and large, because we went out there and did them a solid and did that video about their company. So becoming the digital mayor is absolutely crucial. And now, sure, we have our own videographer and it's all real high quality, but you don't have to do that. There's another guy in my same market who goes out there and puts a video out and is not as consistent, and we'll talk about consistency, but he's doing videos and it's just holding a cell phone, selfie video, standing out by the street, just talking about what's happening in the community. Like, hey, see this vacant lot behind me? There's a Panera Bread going in. Hey, see this? This is what's going in. So doing those things where you're giving value to your community is so valuable. And it's a way for you as a realtor to get in front of people in a way that's different than what they're used to. Because most realtors get on there and it's, I'm the best, use me, buy, sell, blah, blah, blah. Or, hey, here's my open house, or here's my new listing. And it's realtor stuff. When you can go on there and actually do something that provides value and talk about the community, it's amazing what happens with that. So what I want to do today is dive into the 4 C's of video. Ladies that are listening or watching this, yes, you guys have a different 4 C's. But for us on video, we wanted to break this stuff down into the 4 most important parts when it comes to your video. And these are listed in order of importance. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make, and the most common questions that we get when it comes to video is, what camera do you use? What lighting? What microphone? Like, none of that shit matters if your content sucks. The content of your video is everything. You can have you can use an iPhone 1 and stand in the wind and record something. But if the content's good, people will consume it. Conversely, you could have a $10,000, camera with the best audio, the best lighting, everything, and have a boring ass video and nobody's going to watch it. So the content's everything, and I'm going to give you a lot of content ideas today. Second thing that's really important is the consistency. Making sure that you're getting stuff out on a consistent basis, not just like doing it when you feel like it, not just doing it like when you have some time, like really building into your schedule consistent video. It's amazing what happens when you do it on a regular basis. You actually start to build an audience, you build a following that can be something that you ultimately monetize. Third thing we're going to talk about is the channels. Where do you put these videos? Is it social media? Is it YouTube? Is it Facebook? Where are you putting video? And then lastly is the composition. Again, in my opinion, the least important part of it when it comes to video. Don't worry, like over here on the side, you see this big fancy camera. You don't need all that crap. Like this is all you need. This is the only camera that you need to be effective with video in 2018. If you guys haven't read it, we got an award from BombBomb. They put this amazing report out where they interviewed us and hundreds of other video influencers out there in the real estate space. I strongly recommend you guys go on and download this. Just type BombBomb video influencer and you can get this report. It's like an 80-page book, and it's just a compilation of all the strategies from the best video influencers in our industry with links to their video examples. Like this is by far the best piece of information that I've ever seen out there when it comes to video, and not just video in general, but really video in the real estate space. So highly recommend that you guys jump on, get a copy of that. Like I said, it's the holy grail of video marketing. In the book, they actually break down all the different types of videos that are common in our industry. So they talk about community videos, listing videos, recorded videos, live videos, and video messages, which they didn't cover video messages in there, but I'll cover video messages today because I think that's an important component to using video here in 2018 as well. So when it comes to community videos, I think this is really the place to start. I think whatever community it is that you focus on, this is the video that you invest a lot of money into. This is the one that needs to be the really good, high quality video. So what we want you to do is go and do a video of your community and show people everything cool that your community has to offer. So I'll play this video here and I'll play a few minutes of it and then we'll chat about it.
Hey there, it's Kyle with the Whissel Realty team, and today I'd like to welcome you to the East County community of Santee. Let's check it out.
The idea there, you want to show people everything there is to do in that community. So we showed lakes to go fishing, to go bike riding, to go hiking, showcase all of that stuff because you can reuse that content over and over and over again. So if you've got somebody who's looking to move into your particular community, you can say, hey, if you're thinking about Santee, here's all the cool stuff to do in Santee. What you can do with that as well is you just built this vault or this library of content that you can start to integrate into videos when you have listings in those areas. So let's say you've got a listing that's near that lake where you could go fishing. Now you could put some of that footage from the lake and showing people fishing into your listing video. So you can reuse a lot of that content. So it's really important with every video you do, you save all of them. Our video guy has terabytes on top of terabytes, and whatever's above terabytes is probably what he needs to buy now. We save every video that we do because we can always go back and use content from an old video and stitch it into a new video. So it's really worth it to invest money, spend $1,000, $2,000, whatever it costs in your market, get a sick video done of everything cool that your community has to offer. And when we post those videos on social, the amount of engagement on those is amazing because people are really proud of their community. So when you post something, they're like, I'm so proud to live in Santee, like check out how cool my community is. And it gets shared and viewed like crazy, like people are very proud of that stuff. So those are some of the most engaged videos that we've put out there is the stuff that's focusing on the community. So that is like your baseline. You really want to have a kick-ass community video telling everybody, showing everybody what's awesome about your particular community and why they should move there. The second, this is an example of our video series. And like I mentioned, our initial video series, we did all different types of businesses, chiropractors, restaurants, clothing stores, all that stuff. Well, Santee is only like a 55,000 person community. So we kind of ran out of places to shoot. And so we were trying to brainstorm and come up with a new idea of where to go next with it. And when we looked back at the 100 episodes we did of Santee Saturdays, we realized that the ones that performed the best were always the restaurants, the food videos. The other things that we found worked well is basically food, fashion, and fitness. If you go on social media right now, the majority of the posts are going to be on those three things, especially on Instagram. So that's always where you're going to get maximum engagement is food, fashion, and fitness. For us, we like to eat, so we decided to roll with the food angle. And so we decided to launch a spin-off series, and the new one is called East County Eats. So it's focused on food, but again, Santee's not that big of a community. So instead of just focusing on one community, now we focused on an entire region of San Diego County that encompasses, I think, 5 or 6 different cities, so that we have a lot more places that we can film at. And the cool thing is restaurants come and go all the time. Restaurants don't always make it. I think their attrition rate is almost higher than it is for realtors. So restaurants come and go. There's always new restaurants coming into town. So there's always content for you. And so with this East County Eats series, we just go out and interview the local restaurant and find out who they are, what kind of food they have, what makes them special. And restaurant owners are amazing. These people, I don't know if you know this, but restaurant owners don't make a whole lot of money. Like, it is not a profitable business. They do this because they love it. They love to serve people. They love to take care of people, which is something that we should all really be doing in our business. Restaurant owners are amazing people for the most part. So getting to meet these people is great, because what do they do? What do most restaurant owners do when they're at the restaurant is they go around and talk to each table. Hey, how's it going? Oh, how have you been? What's new? And like, that's all they do is they have conversations with people, and they're going out and doing this. And if they talk to somebody who's like, oh, you know, it's good, we're actually going to be moving soon. Well, who's going to be the person that comes to mind when they have somebody in their restaurant that says they're thinking of moving? Like, oh, Kyle did that kick-ass video for me. You should talk to him. So that's a lot of the benefit of this. And you're getting in front of people on a regular basis with content they actually care about. So I'm going to show you a little clip from this one.
Today on East County Eats, we are here in El Cajon. We're gonna check out funky fries and burgers. Hot new spot in town. I'm really excited to check it out. Let's get to it.
As a busy realtor in San Diego, I'm constantly out and about trying new restaurants around town. I want to share my favorite restaurants in East County with you. I'm Kyle Whissel with Whissel Realty, and this is East County Eats.
Food is so good, I just can't believe it. I'll be back, plenty.
I absolutely love the selection and the variety and the freshness of the food, and the fries are fantastic. So good.
Sebastian, how are you, my friend?
What's going on, brother? Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, it's good to be here. We've heard a lot about you guys.
Definitely. We've been making a big splash since we opened about 2 years ago in East.
All right, so a couple things to note in this particular video. The first thing that we showed in this video is the food. People don't want to see your face. I've seen way too many people make the mistake of playing what's called a bumper, which is like the intro where it like shows their logo and all of that stuff. I see way too many people start their video off with a bumper before they get into the content. The thing is, most people, when they're consuming your content, it's on social media, it's on a phone. So they're just scrolling. And if all they see is, you know, you have a second or two, and if all they see is your logo, they're going to keep scrolling. If they see this image as they're scrolling through, it's kind of a provocative image too. This is going to get them to stop. We talk about in video content, thumb stopping content. You want them to be scrolling through their feeds, see something that's going to grab their attention and stop so that they'll actually consume it. And then as this video goes on, we start out with a little bit of the food, like get them excited, give them a little taste of what they're going to see. Then I come on. So, you know, we're 10 seconds in before they see my face. This part, you want to keep it, you know, this is where you get that facial recognition. We're trying to show them the community, kind of where the location is. Then this is essentially our bumper, our intro. And this is where we actually make sure they know I'm a realtor, all that fun stuff. And then we dive in and start talking with the owner. And then some of the other stuff in here, while him and I are talking, if it was just him and I talking for 3 minutes, it'd get boring. So we're showing, you know, the food being prepped, or what they call B-roll. So you want to give people visuals of what you're talking about. You don't want a stationary interview that's just this for 3 minutes. That's not going to be engaging. People are going to get bored and they're going to click off. So you want to keep the content fun, keep people engaged with it. These videos have been absolutely amazing for us. Actually, last year, I got nominated for Person of the Year for my entire city by and large because of these videos. Like, people really enjoy these videos. We're giving them content they care about. And they know that we're a realtor, right? It's got our big ass logo down in the bottom corner. We're constantly talking about real estate, that I'm a realtor in here, but it's not so in your face. It's about the food, it's about the restaurant, it's about the community. So it's a great way for you to get in front of your community and give them content that they actually care about without sitting there and I'm the best, use me, like most realtors do. So that's a couple examples of community videos. Want to dive into listing videos. These are obviously one of the best ways to showcase properties and you know, really set yourself apart from the competition. So I think I've got 2 examples in here. First, I'm going to show you more of a traditional listing video, and then I'll show you something a little more untraditional. So this is a way to do a listing video. I guess not completely traditional. It's a little bit unique. And what our goal was with this video was to not just show all the rooms, but show what it's like to actually live in this house. And so show a family waking up in the morning, you know, and having the morning cup of coffee and going and eating breakfast. So to actually show people what it would be like to live in the home is a way to separate your video from the same video that everybody else does, where it's just panning from room to room. So that's something that's really good. And again, at the beginning, you see, we start out with the house. Like, we want to show the house. If you go in and it starts out with a bumper first thing, you're going to lose people. So start out with something that's going to grab their attention. Like, people are going to see that and be like, oh, wow, this is an amazing house. And it's going to get them engaged. And then we just go through literally a day in the life of this home, showing the family eating, working, reading, playing on the tennis courts, all this stuff. So this is a really cool video that we did. We had really good engagement with it. We did have actors in this one. Something I found, if you guys are going to use actors, I've actually found using your friends tends to work better than hiring actors, because actors are prissy bitches. And getting them to do what you want them to do is not always easy. Where when you're friends, like, they're like, dude, whatever you need. What do you want us to do? We got you. We got you. Like, so I actually prefer having friends than hiring actors. Of course, actors are going to be better, but friends will usually do it for, you know, some pizza and beer and just to help out. And they want to tell their friends they were in a movie. So those are a couple little tips when it comes to your more traditional listing video. Throw some actors in there and show people a day in the life of that property. And this one, it finishes too, if I go toward the end. Right, we started in the morning with getting in bed, and then close it with, you know, having a glass of wine, watching the sunset. And then this is at the very end. So this is like your traditional bumper. Way too many people start their video with this. If we started the video with this, people would have tuned out and we'd have lost them. So save this for the end, or at least get people engaged before you show the bumper. All right, next up, something that's a more untraditional video. And this is a prime example of how content is way more important than composition, because the quality of this video sucks. It's a Facebook Live video. I didn't have good reception. It's cutting in and out. It's blurry. It's glitchy. But this is one of the hottest videos I've ever posted. and it's all because of the content. You'll see I've got a unique sense of humor in this, so I think you guys will enjoy this one.
What's up, Facebook? So as you can see from the title, I am at one of the rare unicorn houses in PB, or Pacific Beach for those of you guys that aren't in San Diego. I want to show you guys what a $600,000 house in PB looks like. This particular house, huge backstory behind it. There were a bunch of what news media called homeless people living here. About 30 people living in this property. They took it over. I feel like they did them a disservice, though. You're not homeless if you live in a home. So we'll call them transients. So there was about 30 transients living in this house. So I'm going to flip the camera. I'm going to walk you guys through here and show you what 600 grand gets you. And for perspective, this is in what we refer to as East PB. So we're much closer to Mission Bay Drive and the 5 freeway than we are the beach. So as you could see, nice boarded up, beautiful home here. This is the original garage in the house, which has since been converted into an extra bedroom. You got all this beautiful stucco work, just gorgeous. I mean, everything you've ever wanted in a home. So let's hop inside here. We just got access to this property, so it's not even on the market yet, but just want to give all you guys a sneak peek to what you get for 600 G's. So it's a little living room in here, not too bad. I mean, it's everybody's always wanted boards on your windows. I mean, you could paint cool graffiti on them. Looks like fun to me. So let's walk through. This is all part of the original house. There's been some additions. You know, there's nice little actual spider web, some fun little cracks, all this fun stuff. Old heater from like 60, 70 years ago. So we walk in here. This is your first bedroom. It's beautiful with no light. But you got the original wood floors. You could totally refinish those. There's wood up underneath all this carpet. Got some of the old original built-ins in here. And then you got this beautiful bath. It looks like it's straight out of a movie, straight out of Saw or something like that. So wouldn't you like to bathe your children in this beautiful, beautiful bathroom? You know, a little bit of water damage maybe, I can't tell. You might need to, get a moisture meter on that. There might be some water damage in there.
So you guys get the idea. This is not just your typical, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home that's 1,500 square feet. Like, nobody wants to see that crap. Like, make it fun and be you. Now, this is me. This is how I am every day, and it works for me to do it in this way. But be you. You don't need to do it the way I do it. Do it the way you do it. But be unique and be yourself in these videos. One of the most important things when it comes to video is being authentic to who you are. You want people to want to work with you because of who they see on the video. If you're one way on video and then they meet you in person and you're somebody completely different than you were on video, you're going to lose that relationship. So it's better to have somebody not like you for being who you really are than to like you for being somebody you're not. Because if that happens, once they meet you, they're going to see through it and they're not going to want to work with you. One of the funny things in this video that I didn't see when I was actually at the house, but there is, I realized this later after people commented, somehow I missed that there was a gun on the cabinet right here. I can't believe I missed that. It made the video even more fun to play with a gun in it. But this is one of the best videos I've ever done. I mean, it just goes on and on. This place is terrible. But this video did amazingly well because it was just very authentic. Like, look, there's a bunch of fun stuff on the counters. But this video crushed it because it was fun. It was engaging. It was lighthearted. People love that stuff. So do videos that people are going to engage with. If you're just doing, hi, welcome to my new listing at 123 Main Street, that's going to be boring. So have fun with it. Be authentic to who you are, and people will like you for it. And if they don't like you for being you, it's all good. It's like you don't need everybody to like you. No matter what you do, 50% of people aren't going to like you, right? Like if you told them you're a Democrat, they might not like you because you're a Democrat. If you told them you're a Republican, 50% of people aren't going to like you because you're a Republican. Like, it's just, that's our society, right? It's split down the middle. Half people aren't going to like you regardless. So just be you, as long as you're true to who you are, it's okay if people don't like you. All right, recorded videos. So this is where you have a little bit more of an opportunity to have a polished look on this stuff. For us, we have a green screen studio in the office. Sounds intimidating, but a green screen studio, you can go on Amazon and buy a whole green screen kit with the backdrop and lights and everything for like $100, $200. It's not expensive. So don't get overwhelmed by it. It's not that expensive. It's not going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars to get a green screen studio. Just go on Amazon, type in green screen, you'll find something at an affordable rate. So this one we're going to do, and I'll play a little bit of this because there's some cool tips in here, but this is a green screen video, and then we just drop a backdrop in from a listing. So just like you can reuse some of your video content from your community video, you could also reuse property photos. Like, this is a really cool house that we sold, and it was really pretty. So my video guy dropped this in with the green screen background. And so we're doing videos, we do buyer tips, we do seller tips, and we've even started doing agent tips, because something that's really big for us is to give back to the community. We know the more we give back, the more we can help people, like exactly like what we're doing right now. You know, the more we put into an ecosystem, the more we're going to get out of it. So when we can do things to help agents like we do in this video, you know, we tend to get more recruits, more referrals, stuff like that. So I'll play this one real quick.
Hey guys, it's Kyle with Whissel Realty, and this is a special message for the agents out there. And I want to give you guys some tips on what you can do to make your listings and your open houses a lot more attractive. So what the key is with this is you really want to appeal to the 5 senses. That's sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. So I want to dive into each of those 5 and talk about some of the ways that we're appealing to senses of the buyer when they're walking into one of our listings or one of our open houses. Sight, that's an easy one. It starts with the curb appeal. Make sure the house looks on point. If you can, do not park cars in the driveway. You want the buyer, when they pull up to the house, to see the entire home. Don't block it with cars, trucks, boats, all of that stuff. Really make sure they can see the entire house. Make sure there's a nice fresh welcome mat at the door. Don't have some ratty old mat that's been there for 5 years.
You guys get the idea with this. When you do these recorded videos, you can put a little bit more time into them, add some, you know, backgrounds, add text, things like that to really make it stand out. And the cool thing is this is content you could reuse over and over and over again. So like a lot of our buyer tips and seller tips, like we'll reuse those. We'll have a client ask us a question. Instead of having to spend 10 minutes answering that question for somebody, we could just send them, hey, here's we just shot a video answering that exact question. Check it out here. And it saves me a 10-minute conversation. We also recorded like a 10-step buyer and seller process. So we walk people through, all right, okay, congratulations, the offer is accepted. First thing to do is send your deposit to escrow. Step 2, order your home inspection, and walk them through each of those steps. So by recording those videos, you don't have to regurgitate that content over and over and over again. You could just send people links to videos and save yourself a lot of time. So anytime you have a question that's been asked more than once by a buyer or seller, it's going to get asked again and again and again. Why explain it over and over if you could just record a really good quality video and repurpose it multiple times? That's an example of one recorded video. Another thing that we've started doing, Gary Vaynerchuk, again, I sing his praises from the rooftops, is started talking about document, don't create. And so what we've started doing is documenting our office meetings, where we go into the office, record the entire meeting, and then we post the entire video meeting in we use Workplace. It's our own social networking. Well, we're all with EXP, right? We know what Workplace is. So we post them in Workplace so that all of our agents, if the agent couldn't make it for a video, they can see the video. Or if we have a new agent who joins the team and they have a question about like open houses, I can link them to the meeting where we talked about open houses. So I don't have to do the same meetings over and over and over again. So this is just
That is the weakest close in the history of real estate.
Whissel Realty has been ranked the #1 real estate team in San Diego County 3 years in a row now, per the Wall Street Journal. I want to give you a behind-the-scenes look at the way we do things around here to help our agents make more money in less time and have a good time doing it. Welcome to the Whissel Way.
The biggest thing with your open houses is, so what do you think is not a close? You got to get that through your head.
So there's just an example of another way that you can not go out of your way to make content, but just document the content that you're already creating on a regular basis. So something like that, or you guys have seen Gary Vee's always just recording video while he's on the way to and from meetings. So those are just a couple examples of recorded videos. Live videos, this is where all the eyeballs are right now, is on live videos. So I'm going to show you a couple examples of some live videos that we've done.
There's 15 dozen in the case.
Nice.
What's up, Facebook? It's Kyle Whissel. We are here. We are live with the crew from the Omelet Factory. We're doing a little behind the scenes look. They're going to be on tomorrow.
So this is for our East County Eats show. Our typical videos that we post on there, the recorded version, which takes 2 hours to record, takes 6 to 8 hours to edit before we post them, and we pump some money into them to make sure we get a lot of views. Those maybe get 10 to 30,000 views. We'll post a live video while we're at the restaurant. You can actually see Brian in the background filming. I'll post a live video just behind the scenes, kind of telling people what's coming up that week. And they'll get like 3,000 or 4,000 views on these live videos. There's no prep time. You know, we're not recording it for hours. We're not editing it for hours. It's just a quick little 5-minute video that we record, and we're getting a ton of traction without spending any money. So Facebook Live is a huge, huge opportunity to take advantage of. And then another example.
That's what I'm seeing on my side.
Yep. We're live, boys. So you guys obviously have seen Jay and us and Curtis and everybody. We've been doing a ton of Facebook Live videos as we announce new agents into EXP. This is just a clip from when we announced Daniel Beer and myself and Mary Maloney. So this service we use is called BeLive.tv, BeLive.tv. This allows you to make your Facebook Live videos a little fancier, where you can drop in names and stuff like that and run split screen. So it just dresses up your Facebook Lives. But this is a great service. So doing these via Facebook Live is going to get more engagement on Facebook than if we recorded the video and posted it later. So take advantage of that. Last type of video is video messages. So examples is I have a lot of clients where we generate the leads and they never respond to a call, never respond to text or anything. We want to send them an email, and we'll just send them something like this through BombBomb. So BombBomb's great for just sending one-off videos. I literally have a whiteboard in my office and I just write the person's name down on the board and then record the video. So when they get this, they're a lot more likely to open this video because they see their name. They realize this isn't just like a pre-recorded video that got blasted to 1 million people. It's personal. And the subject field usually has like the address or the street name that they live on. So they're like, street name and my name, like, oh, this is like a real video. And then I love that BombBomb will show on there that it's only a 30-second video. So like, whatever, I'll click it. It's 30 seconds of my life. So this is great for communicating with clients. So we love this kind of stuff. It's a really good way to set yourself apart from the competition. Or if you have leads that aren't responding, do something a little bit different, because I guarantee your competition's not doing that. We're also, BombBomb, you can send video text messages as well. So if you record it in BombBomb, you could send it as a text, or you don't even really need BombBomb. You could just grab your phone, hit video, and send a video to somebody. But like, you know, when your clients have a birthday, what does everybody do? Just sends like a basic happy birthday, or sends like an emoji or something like that, or a Bitmoji. Like, actually just record a video to say, hey, I just wanted to say happy birthday. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope the wife and kids are good. Like, it goes a long way. And this is a prime example. Like, this guy, I was like, oh, thank you. That made me smile. Like, that made me different than what everybody else does. Because I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't even want my Facebook wall on my birthday, because people I don't even know are sending like just simple happy birthday things. And it just all starts to become monotonous, and it all blends in. So when you can send a video, you can separate yourself out from the competition. All right, channels. Where do you post the videos? YouTube is very important for a couple reasons. One, you want to post every video you ever shoot should be on YouTube. The reason for that is YouTube's the #2 search engine in the world. People are going on there all the time searching for stuff. So you need to make sure your videos are on there, and YouTube is very search engine friendly. So when you're posting your videos on there, it's important to make sure that the title of the video is on point and uses the right keywords that, match up with what you're talking about in the video. Spend a little bit of time to write a description that, further describes what people can expect when they watch the video, and make sure your tags are on point as well. So if you're talking about a video with EXP, you should probably have a video with the tag EXP and EXP Realty, those tags in there. It's important though with YouTube is they can see through your bullshit. So don't record a video about your cat and then post something about, tag it and put EXP Realty in the description. Like, YouTube can hear what you talk about. And if there's nothing about EXP in the video, but then you tag it with EXP, it'll actually penalize you. So make sure that you optimize it all correctly. The other thing that's cool with YouTube is once it's on there, people can then take that video and embed it onto their website. So a lot of these restaurants and businesses where we've done episodes at their place of business, they'll take that video and embed it on the front page of their website. which is killer for us because now it's advertising us to their audience. They didn't know who we were, but now this business is so happy with the quality of the video we made for them that they're putting it out there, and now their clients are getting exposure to us that we wouldn't have otherwise had. So YouTube's really important for that. Facebook obviously is where 99% of the eyeballs are right now. That's a very important place to have your videos. And right now, Facebook Live is everything. It's the best way to get the maximum traction on your videos. It takes the least amount of time. You don't have to have a lot of prep. You don't have to have a lot of editing. It's just super quick and easy. So Facebook Live is huge. And most of the time when one of your friends goes live on Facebook, it notifies you. It's like, hey, Kyle Whissel's live. You want to watch this video? So that's huge. Instagram video is also really big. Same thing on Instagram. If you're looking at like the stories across the top on Instagram, the person who's either live or recently went live, they're at like the front of the list. So going live on Instagram is really important. They'll let you go, I don't know, they always change how long the video is. I think it's got to be 60 seconds or less right now. So sometimes what you could do is have a long video on YouTube, and then you can chop it up into like 60-second pieces, post it on Facebook and Instagram, and then drive people to the full video. So you can always take one big video. Gary Vee does this all the time, takes long videos and cuts them down into short little pieces. And then messaging, again, is one of the best channels. So emailing and texting over your videos is also really important. But live, that's where it's at today in 2018. Facebook Live, Instagram Live, that's where the eyeballs are. And both of those companies are pushing those videos to the top of the results. So lastly, composition. Again, this is the least important part, but is what we get the most amount of questions on. When it comes to the composition of your videos, or quality as some people would say, but quality doesn't start with a C, so we call it composition. The audio is the most important. Audio is more important than video, because if you are standing out in the wind and they can't hear a word that you're saying, it's not going to be effective. So audio is the most important thing when you're shooting videos. So if you're going to shoot something outside, be conscious of the environment around you. If you're standing right next to the street, people are hearing cars whiz by, maybe you can move to a little bit different location where you're going to have, less background noise. Or if you're recording outside and it's windy, be conscious of the direction of the wind and maybe stand to where a building is blocking the wind or somebody is blocking the wind, something like that, to make sure that the audio is the best quality possible. Lighting is second most important thing. We see people far too often when they're shooting their videos, they have the sun behind them or they have a window behind them. Well, what ends up happening in that case is it blacks out the person and then it shows the light behind them. So make sure anytime you're shooting a video, look into the light. Like right behind the camera that I'm staring at right now is a window. I want the window in front of me so that the light's hitting my face. I don't want it hitting the back of my head. Same thing if you're outside. Make sure, I know it sucks because you're going to squint, but you need to be looking at the sun, or at least the direction of the sun, so that the light's hitting your face, not the back of your head. And then third is your internet connection. So, whenever possible, especially if you're doing Facebook Live stuff, make sure that you're connected to Wi-Fi so that you have the most stable connection. If you're using your cell connection, things are going to cut in and out. So whenever possible, shooting videos, make sure that you're on Wi-Fi if it's humanly possible. And yeah, I was going to talk real quick too, just on the composition, the audio stuff that we like the most. We love Rode. RODE makes some of the best microphones out there. So we love Rode for microphones. For lighting, you can use soft boxes, which is like a regular light bulb in a big box, which they're very affordable, but they take up a lot of space. So I prefer LED lighting. And when you get LED lighting, you want the daylight type of lighting. There's a lot of different like hues or colors of lighting. The daylight tends to be the best lighting. As far as the other equipment that we use, virtually everything we do in editing is Adobe Premiere. Cameras, my guy uses Canon mostly for photo and Sony's mostly for video. I think that's most of as far as the equipment goes. If you guys have questions about the equipment, John, I'll send a link, and my guy posted like all the equipment he uses for everything. But don't overthink the equipment. It's about the content, guys. If your content sucks, nobody's gonna watch it.
I love it. I love it, man. This is absolutely gold. Great stuff. If you guys, we've got about a good 10 minutes left here before the top of the hour. If you guys have questions, post them in the chat or hit up the Q&A. I've got a question for you. Definitely, man. I got 3 pages of notes. So my good question for everybody. where do they go find a Brian? Where do they go find, to get somebody? What's a good transition if, a little bit of themselves, but also, getting a better look? Kind of where would you start? What would that process look like?
Yeah, so I took a class from KW years ago called Recruit Select, and now I think it's called Career Visioning, but it taught me a lot about, finding talented people. And one of the things I learned from it was create a story of who you're looking to hire. So I created a story and tell everybody the story. My story was, I'm looking for somebody who can shoot photos of all of our listings, who can also do video. And I've got a million different video ideas. And, here's a couple of the video ideas I have. And I'm also looking for somebody who's got a little bit of a social media background. And so just shared that with everybody and told them, hey, if you know somebody who you think could kind of, I know it's going to be hard to find somebody who checks all three of those boxes, but if you can find somebody who checks maybe one or two of those boxes, like, let me know. I'd love to talk to them. And I had people, tons of people refer potential people over to me. And I ultimately interviewed a bunch of them. I interviewed Brian, and what made him stand out was, one, he shot weddings on the weekends and he did social media management for a tech company during the week. But Brian had never shot a video before. I actually had more video experience than Brian when I hired him. And now he's like, everybody in the world is trying to steal him from me, because he's become amazing when it comes to video. But what stood out to me about Brian when I interviewed him is I talked about, how we use drones and doing a lot of aerial stuff. Within like 2 hours of interviewing Brian, he started sending me screenshots that he signed up for a class to learn how to fly a drone and to do video with drone. And I was like, holy shit, like this kid is on it. Like that really was impressive to me. Like it showed that he took some initiative and something he wasn't familiar with, that he wanted to learn about it. So like the fact he did that so quickly, that was really impressive to me. And some people will do that kind of stuff to like try to win you over, and then it ends up being bullshit. But with Brian, that was just a sign of what was to come, because like he just loves to learn and loves to improve. And that was really just a sign of what was to come. So I was really impressed with that. And also throughout the process, I had him and some of the other people I interviewed with, I had him go shoot photos of a listing. I went to the listing with them. I wanted to watch them operate. I wanted to see how they do it. And then I wanted to see what the finished product looked like. So I tested them, right? I didn't just hire, like it's video and photo, like make them actually shoot some video and photo, like show you what they've got. And most people, if they have any kind of a background, they've got a portfolio already. But I wanted to actually go to the property, because you never know, their portfolio could be bullshit that they downloaded online. So actually didn't go out to a property with me, shoot some photos and stuff, watched how he set up everything. So that was how I found Brian. And now Brian's got an assistant too, which is cool.
That's very cool. Guys on, if you guys have any questions, post them in the chat or hit the Q&A. We'll definitely get this call loaded up into the Facebook group, where you guys can go back and definitely revisit several times, I'm sure, to be able to pull all the nuggets that Kyle was able to share. Any other things that you want to make sure point out? The biggest thing for a lot of folks is just start, right? And but anything that you would, kind of parting words, things that you would want people to take away?
Yeah, and now I'm not being an asshole right now, but I'm being honest. If you don't shoot video because you're concerned about the way that you look, like you've got bigger problems to worry about, because how you look on video is how you look in person. So if you're embarrassed about how you're going to look on video, you should be embarrassed of how you look when you meet somebody face to face. Like, get over that shit. If you shoot a video and you feel like you look fat in the video, then you're probably fat. Like, just accept it, right? Yeah. I'm balding, like this damn light's hitting my forehead, right? And like reflecting off, so I'm losing my damn hair. Like, it is what it is. Whether it's on this video or it's in real life, like that's just what it is. Accept your flaws, right? Like, it's okay, right? What they see on video is what they're gonna see in person. You could shoot the same damn take 10 times. My forehead's not gonna get smaller. Like, it is what it is. So get over the bullshit that you're telling yourself in your head. Yeah. Oh, I can't do it because I look like this or that, or I'm skinny, or I'm fat, or I'm black, or I'm white, or I'm mixed. Like, get over that shit. Like, you are who you are. Accept yourself for who you are, and you'll be a lot more effective. One of the great stories I heard recently, and it's a man and a wife and a camel, and they roll into this town, And the first time they roll into this town, the man and the wife are riding on the camel, and they roll in town, and they show up in this town, and everybody's like, how dare them put all of that weight on that poor camel? That's insane. How could they possibly do that? And so they're like, shit, all right. So next time they come into town, neither of them are on the camel. They're both walking beside the camel. And they roll into town, and people are like, look at these idiots. They have this perfectly good camel, and nobody's riding it. What are they thinking? So then the next time they're switching off as they go through the desert. And when they're rolling into town, the man is on the camel, and the woman's walking beside it. And everybody looks at him and is like, look at this man. He's so chauvinistic. He's making his wife walk while he rides the camel. And then the fourth time they do it, they flip it. And now the wife's the one that's riding it. And everyone's like, why is this idiot not riding the camel too? No matter what, there's just going to be people that aren't going to be happy with you. Just get over that shit. Accept it. You're never going to please everybody. Just be you. Stay true to who you are. Don't overthink it. It's okay to make mistakes. Just be authentic. Have fun with it. Show your personality. Don't feel like you've got to fit into a box. Just be you, and you'll be way more effective with it. And just start now. Just do a Facebook Live. If you want some feedback on it, tag me in it. I'll happily give you some feedback on it. And tag Brian Coachy in it. We love to help people grow with it. I mean, it's a passion of ours. We're literally building our own media team, like Gary talked about in his video a few years ago. Like, we actually had Brian before he had D-Rock, and now Brian and D-Rock are actually friends, which is cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've literally built that media team out. So just go out there, have fun with it, be you, stay true to who you are, be authentic, and just keep doing it and do it consistently over and over and over again.
Casey asked, and I think you mentioned you're going to share. Robbie posted in there too, just a link on what you recommended. But you're going to give a list of all the pieces and things that you guys use and recommend.
Yeah, I'll post it in the Honey Badger and the Fast Forward group. So I think Brian literally has a list of all the equipment he uses. So I'll share that in both groups.
Cool. Robbie, thank you. Casey, thank you. Kyle, man, appreciate you, brother. Amazing call. Thanks for adding value and really being a true expert mentor and teaching us how to grow with video. All you guys on live with us or listening to the recording, we'll get this shared up in the Facebook group. And all we ask, man, is just drop what your biggest takeaway and show Kyle some love for taking the time out and adding value to everybody. And man, if you guys have some stuff and you want to add back to the group, just hit me up and we'll get you on the calendar to be the next expert mentor. Kyle, appreciate you, man. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, bro.
See you.